Good morning, friends. Today I'm going to be working on the flower bed right behind me, and that is my cool flowers flower bed for very early spring planting. Now later in the video I'll go into a little more depth on what cool flowers are, but for today's video, just let me give you a little background. I am gardening in Western New York, zone 6B, and I am prepping this bed to plant in very early spring, which for me is around March 1st. And what I need to do is add some soil. I need to cover it with mulch. I'm going to add some Bio 360 film over top of it. And then I'm going to put a tarp on top in order to keep the snow off of the Bio 360 and the squirrels from digging in that Bio 360 film. My weather app says it is approximately 52 degrees today, and that is perfect for prepping for cool season flowers. There are a couple of spots in this bed because I created this bed with the no dig method that the grass is coming up through. So in order to, prevent that from happening in the spring, I'm going to add a little more cardboard before I add more soil and mulch, and that should help suppress the weeds. So all of that, combined. So as I'm prepping this bed, it is approximately a 3-foot by 10-foot bed, and I will be raising it up a little bit so that what I'm planting into is more lofty compost. Actually, I'm going to use the leftover potting soil from my containers. So I'm going to dump that on there. I've already started that process. I'm going to put the cardboard down where the grass is, and then we're just going to get at it. I'll talk you through each step as I'm doing it. And then at the end of the video, I will show you my fall planted cool season flowers and how they're progressing. All right, let's get to it. So I'm going to walk over to this flower bed, and as you can see, the edges really have the grass growing. Actually, right here, kind of in the middle, and honestly that's another edge because I sort of created these beds at 2 different times. So I'm going to lay cardboard down wherever there's grass. I'm going to dig up the calla lily bulb because it never flowered. Well, here we go. Let's get to it. Now that the cardboard is down around the perimeter of the flower bed, I'm going to add the soil from the containers to the middle, and I'll mound it up so that I have a bit of a raised bed. Okay, it's turning out to be kind of a weird angle, but it's fine because I'll be able to, get around both sides of the flower bed once it's planted. So we have the soil down, and next up, it's a little breezy out here this morning. Next up, I'm going to put the film on top. I have the Bio 360 film, and it is black on one side and gray on the other. You can see that. Gray on one side, black on the other. So let's get that laid out and cut.
Okay, I realized I forgot to add the mulch, so I took the tarps off and added the mulch.
Just want to do a real quick look at the cool flower seedlings. So they're there, and they have not put on a lot of growth, but a little bit. So we have calendula here, calendula, and then this is the bupleurum, nigella. We have a row, actually 2 rows of nigella. And then we get into the rudbeckia, which is slow growing. And it is slow growing, so it's still small. I'm hoping it really was taking its time rooting in. And then we have snapdragons. I think I have 4 rows of snapdragons, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4 rows of rudbeckia. And my rows are looking a little not so great. I did space them 6 inches apart using the netting as my guide. So they're 6-inch blocks, and I planted 1 in each square. So I do have a video, and I will link it below, on when I planted these and prepped this bed. But let me take you over. So I'll link that below if you guys are interested in seeing that. And then the seeds that I planted have emerged. They're still tiny. This is grass. Let me pull that. Again, this was a no-dig bed. I do have a little grass coming in, but this really did pretty well. I don't know if I put more cardboard or more soil on this side. And I definitely tried to kind of mound this up, the planting areas. So I have bupleurum, little tiny baby bupleurum, and bachelor buttons. Those don't look too bad. And larkspur. It took longer for the larkspur to come up, but it did come up, and I have a whole bunch right in this area, so I need to thin. Let's thin real quick here. Okay, we'll thin in the spring. But that was pretty thick, so. All right, guys. I just need to water now, so I'm gonna set the camera down and I am going to water these guys. I'm watering by hand these days because I put my hoses away. So just coming out with my watering can every day. It has been a rather dry fall, which isn't surprising since it was a really dry summer. We had a few days of, let's see, maybe 5 days of solid rain. Back after a quick break. Well, not so quick. I had lunch and I watched the Bills game and did some laundry, so I am back to talk about cool season hardy annuals. What the heck is it? It is an annual flower that enjoys the cooler weather better than the hot weather of the middle summer, and it lives its full life cycle in 1 year. But a lot of these are hardy in cooler zones, like There are hardy annuals that can survive the summer in zone 7. There are others that can withstand the winter in a zone 4. So you have to look into what the hardiness zone of a particular flower is and what is your hardiness zone. And then you also have to look at when is your first frost expected in your area. In my area, the estimated first frost date is October 19th. It has been getting a little chilly in the evening, so it may come soon. Today is October 10th, so I'm hoping I have 10 days or so.
Sorry guys, my microphone died, so I hope you can hear me okay. I am going just with the camera microphone. But what I was saying is that I hope that I have a little more time for those seedlings to root in and really get established so they can survive the winter. I've given you a rundown of the flowers that I am planting in the spring, and in January I will, go through all of the seedlings that I am starting in January to be planted out March 1st. So it's a lot. So we have to go back. If I anticipate that my last expected frost date is somewhere around beginning to middle of May, you want to go back 6 to 8 weeks, which is around March 1st, which is probably pushing it a little for me, but I'm gonna push it. We'll see how the winter goes. Okay, so let's do the timing. If my anticipated last frost is May 1st, go back 6 to 8 weeks. So I am anticipating March 1st that I want to plant my very early spring planting. Go back 6 to 8 weeks from that is when I want to start my seed. So that is in January. I will be seed starting for my very early spring planting. Now I also want to do warm season tender annuals. So I will be starting those indoors as well. And those should not be planted out until after risk of frost is passed. Back to our cool flowers. I don't want to get off topic with the warm season stuff, but cool flowers, I will start in January, plant March 1st, for that expected last frost of May 1st. It'll be fun. I have to get some sweet pea seeds. I really want to start some sweet peas and try that very early spring because I was unsuccessful this year. But I think it was from the Gardener's Workshop, mentioned that they like 50 to 55 degrees to germinate. So this might be a very early spring planting of sweet peas. Could be fun. All right, guys, thank you so much. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it.